recorded. Hello, everybody. I am Richard Miller for CamBets Media. It is December 31st, 2022, the last day of 2022, and this is our college football preview. The college football playoff semifinal games are today, and also other college football bowl game action that has been going on throughout this bowl season. Through college football playoff semifinal games are going on today, and then of course a lot of other bowl games. Let's roll through. In fact, some of the let's roll through. In fact, some of these bowl games, starting on starting back on let's see, where do we want to start back up? We should start back on let's say, okay, games last night. Tennessee excuse me, Tennessee number 6 defeated number 7 Clemson 31-14 in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Tennessee finishes the year at 11-2, while Clemson finishes the year at 11-3. Pittsburgh and UCLA. Pittsburgh is 9-4, while UCLA is also 9-4. 37-35, a very close game in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl yesterday. Number 21 Notre Dame 45-38 over 19 South Carolina in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Also from the Duke Mayo Bowl yesterday, Maryland won 16-12 over number 23 NC State. Both teams are 8-5. Ohio defeated Wyoming 30-27 in overtime. Fantastic game in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. Games from also December 29th. Number 12 Washington defeated Texas by a score of 27-20. Washington finishes at 11-2, while Texas, number 20, finishes at 8-5. Oklahoma lost 35-32 to number 13 Florida State. Florida State is 10-3 on the season, while Oklahoma is 6-7. Minnesota 28-20 over Syracuse. Oh, that was the Cheez-It Bowl on December 29th. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium. Minnesota 28-20 over Syracuse. The Washington Texas game was at the Alamo Bowl. Some other games. December 28th at the Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Number 15 Oregon defeated North Carolina 28-27 in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Military Bowl was Duke 9-4, finishing their season, defeating UCF 30-13. Triple overtime, an absolute classic game, maybe one of the greatest Liberty Bowls of all time. Arkansas defeated Kansas 55-53. Arkansas is 7-6, while Kansas is 6-7. Texas Tech a 42-25 victory over Ole Miss in the Tax Slayer Texas Bowl. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are 8-5, and Ole Miss is also 8-5 on the season. Games from also December 27th. Georgia Southern Buffalo defeats Georgia Southern 23-21 in the Kamala Bowl. Buffalo is 7-6, while Georgia Southern is 6-7. Memphis 38-10 over Utah State. Utah State is 6-7, while Memphis is 7-6. The Ticket Smart Birmingham Bowl 53-29 East Carolina over Coastal Carolina. Wisconsin 24-17 over Oklahoma State. Wisconsin 7-6, while Oklahoma State also finishes the year at 7-6. The Quick Lane Bowl on December 26th. New Mexico State 24-19, defeating Bowling Green at Ford Field. That is the home of the Detroit, the home of the NFL's Detroit Lions. Also, let's see, the Hawaii Bowl, Middle Tennessee 25-23 over San Diego State. At the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium, in the Union home mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Wake Forest 27-17 over Missouri. Missouri is 6-7. Wake Forest is 8-5. Houston defeated Louisiana 23-16 in the Independence Bowl. Louisiana is 6-7, while Houston is 8-5 on the season. You've got the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Air Force wins 30-15 in that game. Air Force finishes the year at 10-3, while Baylor finishes the year at 6-7. Western Kentucky, a 44-23 win over South Alabama in the Caesars Superdome, the home of not only the Sugar Bowl but also even the Anthos New Orleans Saints. The RLC Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Western Kentucky finishes the year at 9-5. South Alabama wins that game. South Alabama as Western Kentucky 44-23. Toledo got by Liberty in the Boca Raton Bowl, 21-19. As Toledo finishes 9-5, and Liberty also finishes that game also at 8-5 on the season. Also as well, let's see, as well as other games that happened as well. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Where was I on this list? I'm still trying. Okay. Oh yeah, I think I found it. Eastern Michigan 41-27 over San Jose State in the famous Idaho Potato Chip Bowl, as Eastern Michigan wins it 41-27. Chris Creighton in that game after Eastern Michigan's victory. Usually there's a Gatorade bath, but in this case the bath was a bunch of French fries. For the victorious team. The Myrtle Beach Bowl 28-14 victory for Marshall over UConn. Marshall is 9-4. UConn is 6-7. Eastern Michigan's 9-4. San Jose State is 7-5. The Frisco Bowl 35-32. Boise State over North Texas. Boise State's 10-4. North Texas is 7-7 on the season. New Mexico Bowl BYU 24-23 over SMU at University Stadium in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Southern Miss 7-6, defeating Rice 38-24. Rice is 5-8. Southern Miss is 7-6. Fresno State 29-6 over Washington State. In that game, Jake Harner, the quarterback for Fresno State, threw a 22-yard touchdown pass in the game at the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, the CB Fenway Bowl, the site of this year's NHL Winter Classic, Fenway Park, where the Pittsburgh Penguins will be taking on. Is that the Penguins the Penguins and the Bruins 2023 NHL Winter Classic? Let me see. Oh yes, it is. It is going to be the Penguins taking on the Bruins in that one at the Fenway Bowl. Louisville 24-7 over Cincinnati. In the Las Vegas Bowl, Oregon State defeat was all over Florida 30-3. Oregon State is now 10-3. Florida is now 6-7 on the season. UAB defeated Miami of Ohio 24-20 in the Leaders Bahamas Bowl. Also, you have from December 16th, UTSA 25-24 over Troy. UTSA is 11-3, while Troy is 12-2 on the season. Coming up a little bit later on, the two semifinal games, Michigan taking on TCU in the first of the two college football playoff semifinals. The other college football playoff semifinal will be featuring Ohio State and Georgia, as Georgia is looking to be the first team to be repeating as national champions since the Alabama Crimson Tide. Well, also Jim Harbaugh is looking to restore Michigan to its restoring Michigan to a national championship with 2 more wins. Jim Harbaugh, before his NFL career, went to the University of Michigan. Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback with the Michigan Wolverines from 82 to 96 and was selected with the 26th overall pick in the 1987 NFL draft. And that the first pick of that draft, by the way, might be the first pick of that draft. Vinny Testaverde. No, Vinny Testaverde is not in the Hall of Fame, but Vinny Testaverde did end up winning the 1986 Heisman Trophy. Played for a lot of teams during his career. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Was on the Cleveland Browns for 3 years when they were going to Baltimore. In fact, actually, he was the Browns quarterback when they played. I think the last playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, at Three Rivers Stadium. I believe that was a game that was on NBC. The date of that game. I know I'm getting. Wait, wasn't no, it was 94. It was January of it was the divisional playoffs. It was the divisional playoffs at Three Rivers Stadium. Vinny Testaverde was the quarterback for that. So just a little bit of interesting tidbits from that 1987. But Jim Harbaugh definitely is looking, and he's been at Michigan how many years? 3, 6. This is his eighth season. Eighth season. And like what eighth season, and this is probably his best season with a 13-0 record. He's looking for to adding a national championship to his resume. Also, as well, let's see. Oh, the 2 college playoff semifinals today. I'm gonna take Michigan and Georgia to win these games. I definitely think Michigan is a better team. Michigan is obviously they're the better team. Don't overlook TCU. TCU is a bit of an underdog. TCU has had obviously 1 loss on the season. TCU has been led by Duggan, who has 30 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. JJ McCarthy, the quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines, has 20 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That kind of play could end up being, I think, really, really important for Michigan if they're going to be able to, I think, win. Rushing yards, you give the slight edge to Michigan. It's 3 things. Season's leader, receiving yards. Okay, TCU has the top receiver. But I really think what it comes down into this game, well, against another team, one team in TCU, I would have to think that you're fighting for at least credibility in this game, and also to be a team that could be, on the cusp. TCU's the underdog. I have a feeling again it will be Michigan that's going to be coming out on top in this game. They've been playing, obviously, I think, so well this year. I'm gonna be taking Michigan in this game. I just think I really like how Michigan, plays and how they likely, run the football and really play. I'm really gonna be taking Michigan in this game. Let's see. Talked about the fathers following them into coaching. Jim Harbaugh, his father's Jack Harbaugh. Jack Harbaugh was also, I think, we all know that he and his Jim Harbaugh and his brother John Harbaugh were the first brothers to actually face each other in the Super Bowl when John Harbaugh, and he's still coaching the Baltimore Ravens when the Ravens defeated the 49ers 34-31. Actually, that was on my birthday. How cool was that? 34-31 Ravens won that game. But now I think Jim Harbaugh has something bigger. He has something really bigger than just maybe. In fact, I think a possible Super Bowl. At least, obviously, at least winning a national championship. And I definitely think Michigan. I think has to be favored in this game. Also, the Georgia Ohio State game. I'm taking Georgia in this one. I have to think Ohio State. Ohio State's gonna have to stop Georgia's running game. Ohio State is gonna have to be really on the cusp on the second and third down. If Ohio State can't do that, I think Georgia can score. Can they score at will? They can. I think running away with this game pretty much early on. If they can run away, if Georgia is able to control the clock. That's what Ohio State has to stop if they're going to be able to come out on top. So I'm taking Georgia and Michigan for the two games for the two teams that will be playing each other for the national championship. Thank you for listening to this college football recap. College football CanVets Media college football recap. I'm Richard Miller. Have a great day. Happy New Year, and enjoy the games. This is Richard Miller for CanVets Media. Have a good day, everyone. So long.